Good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Swami Vayavi Anna, working as Associate Professor in the Department of ECE, Lakiri College of Engineering, Mailavara. In the last class, we discussed about the operation of Hartley oscillator. In this class, we will discuss derivation of Hartley oscillator. That is F is equal to 1 by 2 pi root of L equivalent into C, where L equivalent is equal to L1 plus L2. Okay. To derive that frequency, we have to remember the general equation of LC oscillator. The general equation of LC oscillator is this one. Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 into HIE plus Z1 Z2 into 1 plus HFE plus Z1 Z3 is equal to 0. So this is the general equation of LC oscillator. So based on LC components, there are two oscillators. Those are Hartley and Colpitts. For these two oscillators, for deriving the frequency, we have to use this general equation. From this general equation, we have to derive frequency formula. Okay, so now we will go to the derivation for Hartley oscillator. Derivation for Hartley oscillator. Okay, so now we'll use Z1 is equal to J omega L1. Just you can consider this one only. Z1 equal to J omega L1. J omega M is the mutual inductance. You can neglect sometimes that one. And Z2 equal to J omega L2 and Z3 equal to 1 by J omega C, that is equal to minus J by omega C. Now substitute these three values in general equation. What is the general equation? Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 into HIE plus Z1 plus Z2 into 1 plus HFE, Z1 into Z2 into 1 plus HFE plus Z1 Z3 equal to 0. In that general equation, we have to substitute these three values. Then the equation becomes Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 into HIE. And Z1 into Z2 into 1 plus HFE plus Z1 into Z3 is equal to 0. Okay. Now simplify this equation. Then we'll get J omega HIE into 1 plus J omega HIE into L1 plus L2 minus 1 by omega square C. This 2m we are neglecting in the initial itself. In the same way, omega square into L1 into L2 into 1 plus HFE. L1 plus L2 into 1 plus HFE plus L1 by C is equal to 0. Then this becomes J omega HIE into L1 plus L2 minus 1 by omega square C minus omega square into L1 into L2 into 1 plus HFE minus 1 by omega square C. Therefore, now in this equation, equate imaginary part to 0. In this equation, equate imaginary part to 0. Where is the imaginary part? right? So this is the imaginary part. Okay. So imagine omega hi into L1 plus L2 minus 1 by omega square c equal to 0. Then L1 plus L2 into minus 1 by omega square c. Omega square c equal to 1 by L1 plus L2. Then omega is 2 pi f. Then f is equal to final formula. F is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root of L equivalent into C, where L equivalent is L1 plus L. This is the frequency of Hartley oscillator. F equal to 1 by 2 pi root of L equivalent into C, where L equivalent equal to L1 plus L2. Okay. Thank you.